Are you good?
No, didn't you see the last part?
Give me the recap. And you two, get lost!
Football! Okay. I flirted heavily with the boyfriend of an internet friend, Dennis. And then when we met, there was definitely more to it. He was single then, but not me since I'd been with my boyfriend for 7 years. And even though feelings were gone and we were more like friends than lovers, I couldn't leave him out of fear of being alone. Even when Dennis said,
I think I've fallen in love with you.
his answer to my, hey, shall we give it a real try, like full on, was always,
I don't know.
he didn't want to commit, but I needed commitment to leave my old life behind. So I gave him the whole pressure package. Ultimatums, making him jealous, and all that at long distance. He lives in Hamburg and I'm in Berlin. So why do we work when we're together, but when we're not, we don't? At some point I couldn't handle it anymore and I cut the connection, and that's what you missed on.
Dark victory.
So that was the end. No more contact.
Shit.
For 7 days.
Well, I did tell you that. Hang on, 7 days?
Yeah, 7 days.
And that caused all of the drama?
Let's all calm down and remember what it's like when you're absolutely in love and your heart is bursting. When you've spent every second thinking about each other and shared every little thing. Then 7 days are absolutely endless and pure horror. No matter if you're alone. Gaming! Just gaming! Jesus. Or if you're just trying to focus on work. You're shaking.
Don't worry, I'm fine.
Or you're thinking about your first big gig in front of 500 people where you're supposed to talk about your animations, which is making you fucking nervous because you already hated it like the goddamn plague at school to stand up in front of people and speak without knowing what they think of you, and now you can't share that with them anymore. All that's left of you is an insecure little thing that feels miserable as hell. The only thing that helps is the thought that he might feel better now. Without me, and all the pressure and all that crap. But as bad as that sounds, this idea was almost unbearable. I wanted to text him, tell him how sorry I was, everything, how much I missed him, how much I loved him. But I couldn't send a single message. Huh? He's online. Huh? Is he typing? Fuck, he is! But the agreement! Oh. Just hit send! Maybe I have to show him that I'm here too. There. Now he knows I've seen him. I see you, Dennis. Click send. But he never did. But still, he's thinking of me. And he knows I'm thinking of him. Huh? Neither of us ever sent a thing. Neither then nor later. But time and time again, I would randomly open WhatsApp, type something out what I couldn't say, and then delete it. And he did the same. So without breaking the no contact rule, we were still able to show that we missed one another.
Heartbreakingly cute and vomit-inducing, cheesy, and pathetic.
Yup, but that's how it happened, and that's how it's gonna go down in the history books.
Fine.
At the time, I was watching a lot of Glee and filling up my Death Note. And you know, when I started to write down all of my doubts in the forms of words and poems in this book here, I realized this Death Note really solves so many problems! Putting everything I would have written to him. Simple things like, good morning, just got up. I hope you have a nice day. I wrote in my book instead.
Stop! You're saying all of this in such a romantic way, but you're being a complete psycho!
Yeah, what?
A guy sitting at home pretending his diary was an actual person? Huh, psycho!
Maybe I could have been going a little nuts. Anyway, I had no clue who I was. Not since coming out have I ever questioned myself this much. Even as a kid, I saw how gays were treated, and I knew that I could never be allowed to show any kind of weakness, or I'd be lost, kept small.
Oh, well, thank goodness I hid one in my anus.
And so I acted self-confident. Always put on a mask and acted like a cocky motherfucker. You're not really my type, but with you I'd make an exception. But after the Chan thing, the facade had been shattered, and I no longer felt cocky, but like someone no one could love. And now, with the whole Dennis situation, I had to wonder whether it would just always be like this. Because I wreck everything that I love, and because I simply don't know how to have a healthy relationship anymore.
Let's be honest, after the Chan stuff, it's not surprising.
Huh.
But that doesn't mean that you can't try to learn it again.
I tried that. At least by continuing to play this role on YouTube and on the internet, and thus maintain a part of my armor upright. By the way, I'm pretty sure that every YouTuber you know of has that insecure, shaky part of them that they try to strengthen through the affirmation from strangers. Because online, you can control how you present yourself, what you share, and how you're perceived. And where did it get me to act like I was super cocky and self-confident? Yeah, in front of 500 people who just know me from the internet and have no idea who I really am? When I look into the mirror, I certainly don't see the person I've always wanted to be. But how do you change that? How can you become more of yourself again if you never learned who you really are? I don't know. So I just did what I always do. Not showing any weakness. Otherwise, I would be lost. So you're gonna blind everyone so that they can't see your insecurities. You smile when you stand in front of 500 people. You say thank you when your parents try to fix your relationship, even though you've known for a long time that it's over, and you believe that the train tickets you booked ages ago don't have to expire, because you and Dennis might still be able to manage everything somehow.
All this time you've had train tickets to Dennis?
Yeah?
All this time during the no contact rule?
Huh? Weren't you paying attention? We already said.
3 weeks from now?
In 3 weeks.
I'll book the tickets on the train.
So that's what I did!
Oh, man.
Think what you want to, but it helped me somehow.
Yeah, to torture yourself.
No, for motivation.
Huh?
Sure, part of me wanted to crawl into bed and just stay there for at least 7 days.
Me during Carnival.
However, part of me wanted to avoid getting depressed. To get up. Do stuff. Yeah. To stay in shape. So I can look in the mirror at some point and like who I see. A boy that Dennis had yet to meet. Before that, I couldn't give up or let him go. I liked him way too much for that, and I knew him far too well. He's in training right now. Oh, he's meeting with the gang. He's also working out. And it kills me to not be a part of his life because Dennis dominates every thought in my head.
I told ya, psycho.
I know who I am. The boy who fell head over heels in love with...
Dennis? What does he think about us going on vacation in 3 weeks?
I don't know. We're not really talking.
That's good.
And then it hit me. I blinded myself again. Nothing had changed. I was still just fighting the symptoms, but not the cause. And then it happened. My big TV appearance in front of 500 people at the Fernse Critique TV live event for its 100th anniversary, with famous people like Oliver Kalkofe, Ralph Ruth, and others. My parents were in the audience. My brother, my boyfriend, and all I could think about was Dennis. The first time we met, when I was in Hamburg for the same job. How nervous I was back then and now, and how much I needed him. So just before I walked out on stage, I broke our agreement. And I texted him, "I miss you."
Me too.
2 days. I couldn't last 2 days without that boy. But right away, once I had snapped out of my stupor, reality caught up to me. Like I had done so much before, I tried to erase my thoughts with music, but then a song began to play from my Glee playlist, Pretending. And the words were like an awakening. The whole time I was thinking I loved wrong, in a way I shouldn't. Dennis, instead of my boyfriend. I should redirect my feelings. Because things should be repaired. unsuccessful relationships are a failure, and you don't just throw away 7 years. I can't do that to him. But what if he thinks the same thing, and that there's nothing left to fix? If we both just pretended as if we believed that everything would turn around for the better out of fear of letting go, and thereby take away each other's best chance of having a happy ending. At a new chance of happiness. At love. And being loved. Can we talk? Mm-hmm. Have you also been feeling like we've just been living in a shared flat? As friends? Yeah. So we talked, and we cried a lot. Because yes, it is scary to walk away from such a safe haven, away from the person you've shared everything with for the last 7 years. Someone you've been with through thick and thin, and without whom you wouldn't be here today. But to stay together, just because it would be the easiest option, it's not good enough. We both deserved a new chance at life. Free from any feelings of guilt.
Okay. Very mature. Very cheesy. But are you telling me the Glee recap has no coincidence here and it's always been—
Hey, no one's saying that.
Ugh. Okay, so then what happened?
We officially split up. And relabeled ourselves as just roommates. Hey, one step at a time. We were both still in training. Where were we supposed to go? And it had already been more of a shared flat for a while.
Good, good. At least all the cards are on the table, right?
Correct.
And the joint vacation?
They're still 2.5 weeks away, so future Mick can deal with all that, right?
You are future Mick! And so what did Dennis say?
Well...
Hello?
Hey, I did it!
What?
I broke up with him. I'm single now.
Oh.
Officially.
Okay.
I'll be by in a week, right? I still have the tickets. Oh man, I'm so excited.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Hello? Are you still there?
Yeah, hey, I gotta go. We'll text later. Bye.
There was something in his voice. Was it joy? Not really.
Of course not really. I mean, do you have ears? Oh, man.
We still had one more challenge.
I can't do this anymore.
But then that's it. The next video will be the final part of the series, How I Met My Boyfriend.
I can't believe you made it to the end of the series. All of this and writing a book to boot.
That was clumsy AF, but thanks for the publicity.
Secondhand Toyfriend from Dennis and Mick, available in German bookstores.
And let us know in the comments if you'd be interested in an English translation. Maybe our publisher can make it happen. And if you'd like to support our queer animation studio, feel free to check out the Patreon.
Or leave a super thanks down below, because I hereby predict this video will be demonetized again.
Chua!